Okay, we're going to look at three relatively affordable divers watches, and the one I'm going to really focus in on is called the Invicta 9937. But before I get to that one, let me pull this other Invicta up. Okay, and this is an Invicta that was bought at Costco. This is a 43 millimeter. Decent watch, very comfortable watch. I think it was around the $75 price range at Costco. You can buy them online a whole bunch of places for that kind of price range. Amazon has them. It's got shoulders on either side of the crown. This does not have a screw down winding crown. This is a quartz movement. You can also get inexpensive ones that have an auto winding movement. The band, and I've talked about this in some of my other videos. Okay, now that you can see it. Now you can see the band, the piece that meets the case is just a piece of metal wrapped around with the pin going through it. Okay, and you can see how this portion of the clasp works. Okay, relatively lightweight dive band. But a decent watch for the price range, keeps very good time. It's a quartz movement. Now Invicta has their share of quality control issues. This one was a good piece, so always buy these from someplace that has a very good return policy in case you get a bad unit. Okay, next up, the Seiko. Add about $100 and you're up into this price range. And I did a separate review on this Seiko, so check out that review and on my channel, and you'll know all my thoughts about this one. So let's get these two watches out of the way and step up a little bit more in price, about another $100. This watch in most places is going to be $280 thereabouts. This is the watch that probably made Invicta somewhat famous for copying the Submariner, the Rolex Submariner. If you look at the shape of the case, and I've talked about this when I talked about the video on the Seiko that I just showed you, the shape of the case on the Rolexes fits very nicely to your wrist, and just to me is a more desirable shape than one that sticks up higher like a lot of the newer watches do. This is the 9937 Pro Diver. Another thing that's different, if you look here, the way the mechanism here is that it folds over. This is thicker pieces and it's a slightly different design. It does not have an extension bracelet for you to extend over top of a wetsuit, but I never use a wetsuit, so for me that's not an issue, but if you use a wetsuit, it doesn't have one. The band on this is thicker and heavier than the other Invicta I just showed you. The end pieces are a solid piece that is drilled through for the pin, so much better construction on the band. And you can see the movement. It has a Swiss movement. It is a hacking movement, which means when you unscrew the crown and pull it out, it will stop the second hand, and you can set the time. Now don't expect any automatic watch to be as accurate as a quartz watch. Even my Rolex Date 8, it gains some time, which I'd rather have them gain time than lose time. At least that way you're early for an appointment instead of late. But they're never going to be as accurate as a quartz watch. But some people do not want a battery-powered watch or solar-powered watch. They want an auto-wind watch, mechanical movement, and that's what this is. This has a Swiss movement in it, and you can see the second hand sweeps very nicely. This is a good piece, a good solid piece. I'm going to put it on my wrist so you can see how it looks on the wrist. There we go. And it just fits nicely on the hand. and it's very comfortable. This is I think this is a 42 millimeter. I've heard it said that it's 40 millimeter in some places, but I think it's a 42, so it's a little smaller than the 43 millimeter Invicta that I showed you earlier, which to me this is a perfect size and very comfortable on the wrist. Very easy to read the time, day or night, has nice luminescence on the dial. So if you're looking for something that is an automatic wind watch that's not battery powered, that is of reasonable quality, that, assuming of course you get a good unit, again, Invicta is famous for not having the best quality control, so make sure you buy it from a place where you can examine it and you get a good unit, and if you don't, you can return it. But assuming you get a good one, this is a pretty solid piece. Pretty nice band. A lot of people are going to see this and going to absolutely think that it's a Rolex Submariner. Now it's got Invicta on the side, but you don't really see that. So anyway, I wanted you to be able to see what this is like in real use and get my impressions of this. So if you're going to spend $75, buy the cheaper Invicta. If you're going to spend $150 or $160, $180, about in that price range, buy the Seiko. And if you're going to spend more, step up, then this 9937 Invicta is a good choice in my opinion. Let me know in the comments what you think.